Carmit Bachar has revealed she lost count of the amount of operations she had as a child due to being born with a cleft lip and cleft palate, a gap or split in the upper lip and roof of the mouth. The Pussycat Doll star, 48, who faced years of bullying, said she thought she looked ugly and crazy like a monster when she was younger. The pop singer emotionally broke down in tears on Wednesday's episode of This Morning as she opened up about her insecurity and how terrified she was to have children. She explained, "Most people don't know I was born with a birth defect. It's actually the third most common birth defect, cleft lip and cleft palate. Growing up I had numerous surgeries, I spent a lot of time in hospital and a lot of time being ridiculed as a child. Being born with a cleft lip and cleft palate definitely leaves you insecure. One of my biggest fears was when I had my daughter. I was terrified she was going to be born with the same thing. I didn't want her to go through what I went through, it's the last thing I'd want her to experience." Carmit welcomed daughter Kayla Rose with her husband Kevin Whitaker in 2011. Holding back tears while reflecting on her childhood, Carmit revealed how she always hoped to come out of surgery looking perfect, which was never the case. She went through several grueling annual surgeries from the age of just 6 months until she was 16. She continued, "It's hard, you'd go into hospital and think you'd come out and be perfect, which was never the case. I thought I looked weird or ugly from a certain angle, definitely not beautiful. When you're young you feel like you looked crazy, I looked like a monster. Until I saw her daughter's face I was very scared, I couldn't even speak. I am embarrassed to say that's what I think and feel. I have so many fans with cleft that tell me I'm a role model and thank me for inspiring others. Someone said don't insult the little girl who is a superhero, and that landed for me. I'm never going to let anyone take my insecurities from my weakness anymore." 1 in every 700 babies in the UK is born with a cleft. The type and severity varies widely. Some are born with either a cleft lip or a cleft palate, but around half of those affected have both. It was Carmit's love of performing that helped her become resilient. By the age of 10, she was having lessons in dance, piano and drama, and she also took up rhythmic gymnastics. Eventually she was selected for the US national team. But despite countless operations, her face remained marked throughout adolescence, and she was even told by one talent agent not to get her hopes up about a career on stage because of her appearance. After a major operation at the age of 8, which took a piece of bone from her thigh to build the hard palate in the top of her mouth, Carmit had to have more surgery to correct the appearance of her scar. Carmit also developed an underbite, a common complication of cleft lip and palate as jaw growth can be disturbed by the recurrent surgery. Her underbite worsened from the age of 12 until it reached the point where she didn't recognize herself, and at 16 she underwent major surgery to correct that too. The repeated operations meant that she had to learn how to use her voice again. Carmit's final operation took place when she was 18, when bone was taken from her head to build a bridge in her nose. Thankfully, treatments have improved dramatically since then. Nigel Mercer, consultant cleft surgeon at the South West Regional Cleft Unit in Bristol, says, "The UK leads the world in cleft care, and while 30 years ago children would have 17 or 18 operations, we avoid it now." Carmit went on to have a successful career with the Pussycat Dolls alongside bandmates Ashley Roberts, Nicole Scherzinger, Kimberly Wyatt, and Jessica Suda.